Braid season, but local experts are sounding the alarm on how the popular style could be affecting your health.
Plus, ZNS and the Public Hospitals Authority partner for a blood drive. Those details straight ahead.
Also, the second annual Pastoral Honors was this weekend. Stay close for that.
And your Monday Access Now Total Sports is straight ahead.
Bahamas Tonight Access Now starts now.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the start of a new week. I'm Royston Jones.
And I'm Marlena Leonard. Welcome to the Bahamas Tonight Access Now.
Welcome indeed. We often talk about what makes the Bahamas so special, and of course, with independence celebrations coming up, that's so important. But today invites us to look beyond our shores and celebrate the wider Caribbean.
Today marks Caribbean Community Day, commemorating the signing of the Treaty of Chaguaramas in 1973, which established CARICOM. More than 5 decades later, it continues to bring our region together through cooperation, trade, and a shared vision for the future.
Absolutely. And whether it's our culture, our people, our music, or the way we look out for one another, there's something special about the bonds we share across the Caribbean. With that said, let's dive right into the news. Braids are a popular hairstyle for their low-maintenance nature, and its variety of styles suit work, play, vacation, and even life. But tonight we take a closer look at how the beloved style might be causing some long-term health issues. Anthea Ferguson reports.
They're a staple, a cultural expression, a rite of passage, if you will. Braids in all its forms, textures, colors, and styles are worn by millions around the world as a creative outlet, but mostly to protect one's natural hair from the elements. In fact, a U.S. study found lead in 29 brands of extensions, chemicals linked to cancer, birth defects, and reproductive issues.
The hair we're using now is more toxic. These chemicals that they use in synthetic hair and human hair, and also hair products and relaxers, they're not just affecting women on their scalp or their follicles, but also their hormones as well. They're endocrine disruptors. Formaldehyde is a huge one as well. It's a carcinogen, so it's a cancer-causing agent, and they put it like everywhere. Furnitures, clothing.
From traction alopecia, hormonal imbalance, infertility, and cancer, Dr. Smith says in her practice, she's traced all of these back to toxins found in weaves, wigs, and braids, and the constant long-term wear.
That migraine, can be coming from the hair that you have in your head. These braids that women are wearing, the skin is not just absorbing the toxins, but even inhaling it as well.
Braidology CEO Kendisha Anderson says the hairy truth is this: most of the braiding hair found locally is causing more and more Bahamian women to develop health issues.
I wouldn't recommend the ones that they have. I don't even purchase my braiding hair from here, to be honest, because like I said, I only bring in antibacterial braiding hair. And why they don't sell them in the stores over here, I don't know.
And while we may never do away with the time-consuming, intricate style, we can do more to mitigate the risk.
Soak it. Soak it in apple cider vinegar beforehand, so that you can wash away the majority of the chemicals that's on the hair.
Also, don't keep it in too long. Like braids, we know like you can have it in for months sometimes. That worsens the problem. So maybe just have it in for a shorter time. Yes, it took you 10 hours to have it done. Yes, it cost you $200, but you can still just maybe have it for a shorter time.
But braiders and stylists, beware also.
When I was a hairstylist, that was the time in my life when I was extremely sick. Even just your hands touching it, that's still skin, and your skin is absorbent. And so you're absorbing all of these chemicals that you're working with for 8 hours, 9 hours, sometimes 10 hours per day or more. So it's affecting you health-wise as well.
Essentially, these experts say it's up to us to choose the kind of bad hair day we have. Reporting for the Bahamas Tonight Access Now, I'm Anthea Ferguson.
Very concerning, but also some really good tips in there, too. Thanks so much, Anthea. And speaking of health, the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas partnered with the Princess Margaret Hospital's blood bank to donate this vital gift of life today. ZNS staffers needled up to give their blood to help ensure the hospital's blood bank supply remains intact. And because blood cannot be manufactured, hospitals rely entirely on volunteer donors. Here's PMH Communications Manager Tanya Major.
We know that blood is something that we constantly need. We constantly need to replenish our blood bank for instances of accidents, situations where persons need surgery. We've all seen the various flyers where there is a call of blood. And this is the opportunity for all of us, for the community at large, to come and participate, to give back, being community-minded, and to help our brothers and our sisters. Today, we only have ZNS. However, Corporate Bahamas and other community organizations have been very helpful in hosting various blood drives. And if you are also interested in hosting a blood drive with us, feel free to reach out to our office, and we'll be more than happy to assist.
A pastor's work begins long before Sunday mornings and continues long after church ends. This weekend, a few of them were honored for their lifelong commitment to faith, service, and community. During the second annual National Pastoral Honors, our West Calix Forbes was there and has this story.
40 pastors and one evangelist receiving their flowers this weekend after decades of ministry and contributing to nation building across the Bahamas. Organizers of the second annual National Pastoral Honors celebrate some of our country's religious leaders.
Initiatives like this gives an opportunity to not only highlight, but for us to really recognize and to just give a small token of appreciation for that sacrifice. So moving forward, I think it's an opportunity for the country to recognize that pastors are not just preachers.
Among those honors were Apostle David Butler, Senior Pastor of World Outreach Christian Center Ministries International, and Bishop Darren Woods, Senior Pastor of the New Goodwill Church of God.
Well, I feel great, and I'm honored by the grace of God that this took place and this second national honors for pastors. And I truly thank God that, all of the honorees have made a significant contribution to the kingdom of God and also to our nation at large.
I'm elated, I'm humbled, because a lot of times people tend to speak of the church in a negative light. And as we go about doing our business quietly, not knowing that people are actually watching us, and then when it comes to the forefront, it's a different feeling.
But for Bishop Woods, the honor isn't the end. It's a sign for the journey to continue.
For the most part, we've gotten comfortable within the four walls of the churches. And so now it's time for us to really get out there, get into the highways, get into the byways, and see how much of the lives that we could touch on the level for which they're at.
For the Bahamas Tonight, Access Now, I'm Wes Calix Forbes.
Thanks for the great story, Wes. Still to come, a Bahamian wellness coach pops in to teach us how to cope with just about everything.
And of course, Diane Dorset has your Access weather forecast, so stay close.
Bahamas. Hurricane season is here. Are you ready? The 2026 Atlantic hurricane season officially runs from June 1st through November 30th. 6 months of staying alert and prepared. Storms are named to help meteorologists, emergency officials, and the public communicate clearly and quickly during dangerous weather events. Hurricanes are also measured using the Saffir-Simpson Hurricane Wind Scale, which ranks storms from categories 1 through 5 based on wind speed and potential damage. And did you know, when a hurricane becomes especially deadly or destructive, its name is permanently retired out of respect for the lives and communities affected. Now is the time to prepare your emergency kit with a portable AM/FM radio. Review your family plans and stay connected to trusted weather information. Preparation today can save lives tomorrow. These are the names of the storms for the 2026 Atlantic hurricane season. Arthur, Bertha, Cristobal, Dolly, Edward, Faye, Gonzalo, Hannah, Isaias, Josephine, Kyle, Leah, Marco, Nana, Omar, Paulette, Renee, Sally, Teddy, Vicky, and Wilfred. This public service announcement was brought to you by the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas in conjunction with the Disaster Risk Management Authority.
Bring the smell!
Mama, come see the glory.
Good evening, everyone. It's Monday, July 6th, and it's time for your Access Weather Forecast, your quick look at what's shaping our weather for the next few days. We started the week with hot temperatures and lots of rain. The upper level trough we spoke about last week has arrived, bringing with it showers and thunderstorms. The heavier rain is going to stay until Tuesday, then gradually decrease as high pressure strengthens and Saharan dust spreads across the country. Taking a look at our satellite picture, we're seeing lots of moisture associated with westward moving tropical wave, which, as I said, will move out of the area by tomorrow, and we're still under a heat advisory. I know because we don't see the sun, we tend to think it's not as hot, but it is. So remember to stay hydrated and protect yourself from UV by wearing protective clothing and sunscreen. Finally, tropical cyclone development is not expected during the next 7 days, but this serves as a reminder that you should always be prepared and stay hurricane ready. Now, looking at our 3-day boiling forecast, in the northwest Bahamas, tonight through Wednesday, we'll get southeast to south winds at 10 to 15 knots with seas at 2 to 4 feet. We'll get a high tide at 1:11 this morning, and then a low tide at 7:35. In the central Bahamas, southeast winds at 12 to 18 knots with seas at 3 to 5 feet with a small craft caution in effect. And finally, in the southeast Bahamas, winds will pick up southeast at 15 to 20 knots, seas at 4 to 7 feet. Therefore, small craft, you operators are advised to exercise caution. Now, if you're traveling tomorrow, here's a look at your international temperatures brought to you by Royal Star Assurance. Indeed, that was your international temperatures brought to you by Royal Star Assurance, and that wraps up your Access Weather Forecast. But remember to join me again at 11 for a full weather update. Have a great evening, everyone.
Couldn't have said it better myself. Nassau's feeling very funky. Thanks so much, Diane. With everything our fellow Bahamians are facing right now, the heat, the blackouts, the rising cost of living, our next guest is here to give viewers 3 key tips you can apply to manage your well-being in the face of everything going on.
Welcome to Access Now, Dr. Lornika Joseph.
Thank you for having me.
So good to have you.
So good to have you. And we were talking just before we came on, so timely.
Absolutely.
So, Dr. Lornika, please tell us, with everything that's going on, what's the best way to start to get into that kind of like woo-saw? How do we...
Yes, with everything, and I was telling someone, we were just, talking about it, this is, of course, Independence Week, but of course we had a, island-wide blackout, so there's a lot of emotions, and so one of the things that I like to tell people, especially if you're working, you're sandwiched in between, take different roles. So the first thing I want to share is the NAI acronym, which is the first thing is name and identify how you're feeling. I know as Bahamians, we can tend to suppress our emotions, we can escape through coping mechanisms, whether that's, social media, drinking, whatever it is. But it's so important to first name what it is that you're experiencing. Are you angry? Are you disappointed? Are you overwhelmed? Because if you're feeling that and you're not expressing that to the people in your circle, it's going to be difficult to get the help that you need, right? And then A stands for ask for help. Now, I will raise my hand as an ex-people pleaser, professional. I don't know about you all, but I'll just tell on myself.
Raise my hand too, yeah. Okay, there you go.
We want, and we tend to make people feel as if we don't need their help, right? Whether
it's... inconvenience.
Exactly, you don't want to be an inconvenience. Oh, I don't want to bother her, I don't want to bother him. But it's not about being an inconvenience, because one of the things that I like to tell people, when you are in the right community, you are never a burden. Right? We're in the right community, you are never burdened. So if you need a break, you need some PTO with with your boss, don't be afraid to go to HR. And let me say this, if you are afraid of going to HR, afraid of speaking to your supervisor, Houston, we have a problem, right? And then lastly, I incorporate faith, right? As a Christian, I believe everything that we do, especially as a Christian nation, it should incorporate faith because, you know, there are seasons where you're going to need peace. There are seasons, listen, you know, the bills piling up, the marriage is not working, things are not going good on the job, but if you can lean on your faith is going to help you in those moments of uncertainty.
So true. And I think you touched on something very important, that people suppress feelings. They use vices for escapism.
Yes.
One of the things I want to ask you is, how do you turn that on the other side and maybe compartmentalize things that have become overwhelming, whether it's life, whether it's associated financial challenges? How do you tuck them into a space and deal with them individually?
So one of the things that I would say with compartmentalizing everything that you're dealing with is not trying to eat the elephant all at once, right?
I like that. I've never...
Not trying to eat the elephant at once. So, you know, maybe this week it is having a family meeting, and this week we're going to tackle the finances. Then maybe the following week, you know, you can sit down with your children or your spouse or whomever is in your household. The following week, we're going to look at, okay, we did with finances. Now we're going to deal with responsibilities. Who's responsible for what? Because, you know, if mommy and daddy is still picking up and they're washing dishes and they're cleaning and cooking on everything, right? So there needs to be, if we're going to work well and manage your emotions, you have to eat the elephant one bite at a time and set aside, and also have someone responsible. So this week, okay, we're going to do finances. The next week, we're going to work on spirituality. The following week is responsibilities. And so looking at all of those things, I think that's one of the best ways to compartmentalize everything, to reduce anxiety, overwhelm, and especially depression in the climate that we are in right now.
I'm so glad you're here.
Yes.
Now, you have a new book called Working Well.
Yes.
Can you tell us a little bit about that? If this is any indication of what's in the book, I can't wait to hear about it.
Get your hands on it.
Yes, absolutely. So Working Well is a professional's guide to redefining wellness. We've seen it before. We've heard it. Health is wealth. And so as a pharmacist, some of my work, I've been able to speak on stages at like Yale and featured in Forbes. And so I give behind the scenes of my psychiatric work, being a pharmacist and also a wellness coach, of what that looks like, because health is not just taking a medicine, popping a pill, and, you know, waiting for your treatment and waiting for healing. It's having those hard conversations at home. It's the confrontations. It's, you know, are you taking the right medications? Are you getting enough sleep, or are you scrolling 3 hours before you go to bed and wondering why, you know, your melatonin level is not what it needs to be, right? All of that. And so that's what's inside Working Well, and it is available at drlornika.co and also on Amazon.
I think this segment has reduced people's cortisol levels right there.
Yes, at least you feel like you got a plan going on. Thank you so much again for joining us, Dr. Monika.
Yes.
Best of luck with the new book. I'll be one of those purchasers. Stay with us. Sports with Amajal Knowles is up right after this break.
Independence Day is right around the corner, and so are the savings at Super Value and Quality Supermarkets. Libby spaghetti and meatballs, 15 ounces, $1.69. Mahatma jasmine rice, 2 pounds, $2.99. Whole chickens, $1.89 per pound. Sweet nectarines or peaches, $2.19 per pound. Sweet strawberries, 1 pound, $5.99. Shop with confidence, knowing you're saving when you're shopping the specials at Super Value and Quality Supermarkets.
Are you or a loved one under medical care? Do you need affordable medical supplies? Ports International is the largest home health care supplier. Medical supplies at the very best price. And you can even shop online. From hospital beds to wound care, wheelchairs to walkers, Ports is a one-stop shop for your medical supplies, and we accept insurance. We have online shopping and 2 locations to serve you, at the Airport Industrial Park and Shirley Street. We also ship to the Family Islands. Shop online and visit us on Facebook. Call Ports at 377-1771.
This is the ride on the weekend with my grandma to this place, Burger King Nassau, where Grandma enjoyed her favorite flame grilled Whopper with fresh veggies, flame grilled beef just the way she likes it. And then I enjoyed my cheeseburger kids meal with a special treat.
And now, all grown up, I get to enjoy Burger King with these people, my friends, enjoying the same classic flame grilled Whopper. Let's just say, we know flame grilled tastes better.
Welcome to your Monday Sports Check, everyone. I'm Amajal Knowles, topping sports at this hour. The Bahamas men's national basketball team hoping to punch their ticket to the next round of the FIBA America's World Cup qualifiers. They host one of the region's toughest basketball powers in Puerto Rico at the Kendall G. Isaacs Gymnasium. Is of course on the heels of the team routing Jamaica on Friday night 123 to 174 in the first game of the home series. The team was led by VJ Edgecombe with 26 points. Now as for tonight, in order to advance, the 242 must beat Puerto Rico by at least 6 points due to FIBA's point differential rules. Now, we will have the full report for you from tonight's game in tomorrow's Sportscast. This week, our national team will travel to Mexico for the NACAC Track and Field Championships. The team consists of the U23 and U18 squads, who are currently preparing to put their best foot forward. A number of athletes discussed individual and team expectations for the crucial meet.
My individual goal for the 100 is to drop my time and bring back a medal to my country, hopefully a gold medal, and do the best of my abilities. And for the relay, I just want us to get the baton around and execute how we're supposed to.
We're just making some final touches to go to Mexico and represent our country to the best of our abilities.
They also spoke about their confidence.
Blessing, it's a blessing. It's honestly a blessing. This has been my second team since I've become a senior, and I'm just grateful for the opportunity. You know, obviously the end goal is the Olympics and World Championships, but I look at these as stepping stones so that if I can compete on this level under 23, I'll be able to handle the Olympics and World Championships better when I eventually get there. So it's just a blessing. I'm blessed, grateful, and I thank God for the opportunity.
The Ministry of Youth, Sports and Culture officially kicking off their sports camps this week across the capital. There's a multitude of options for young aspiring athletes to hone their skills with disciplines in the fields such as basketball, softball, tennis, soccer, and of course, track and field. The ministry is opening nearly all fields for the youth to explore where their passion lies. Now, over the track and field camp today, activities focused on the throwing and jumping events. Javelin instructor Ethan Nord and jumps instructor Paris Roll shared their input on what they hope to expect out of the budding athletes attending the camp.
This is my first time instructing this camp, and this is the first day of the camp. We had a little decent show with kids today, and everybody seems to be enjoying it so far. Everybody seems like they're making a lot of progress only on day one of the camp.
Pretty good so far. I mean, I see a lot of potential with the kids, and it's just good to see that they have passion with doing something.
We also spoke with hoops coach Gary Hanna, who expressed his involvement in the camp, as well as camper Drexel McIntosh, who shared his experience since first attending the camp 3 years ago and how it's impacted his game.
Like I said, this is my second year, so last year was my first year. It was a good experience working with the youth, especially the young boys. It gets to keep them off the street and also help them to learn a skill. As you can see, a lot of our Bahamian players now are making the NBA, so if they start at a younger age, they'll learn the fundamentals faster, and that could help them to even get scholarships in school, scholarships in college, and also the young ladies as well.
I feel as though I made a lot of improvement. My IQ, my right hand, and just confidence overall.
In the baseball news from over the weekend, the Bahamian travel ball team picking up some major hardware at a tournament in Florida, competing at the USSA Fort Walton World Series. The Ultimate Champion Sports Academy would compete in 3 divisions, winning 2 and finishing second in the other. The 10U team took home the silver rings, losing to the Frost Falcons from Tennessee 7-2. The 12U team went undefeated in play, dominating the competition throughout the tournament, winning the championship game 10-5 over Cajun Rage from Texas. And finally, the newest team in 9U, they would win the championship game 12-7 over the Huffman Falcons from Texas. Now, the 9U team actually fell into the losers bracket of the double elimination tournament on Saturday. They would then win 4 consecutive games and on Sunday bring home the World Series gold rings. And that's been a look at your sports on this Monday. I'm Amajal Knowles signing out until tomorrow.
Get the most out every ride. Just watch your car perform with the best fuel inside. Fuel up with confidence in every mile. Get Ruby Ultra Tech in your tank and drive with a smile. Watch your car perform with the best fuel inside. Fuel Future Tech.
Bahamas, come celebrate at the Family Fun Day, July 10th at Clifford Park. It's a great afternoon of food, fun, culture, entertainment, national pride. Gates open at 4 p.m., concert time 6 p.m. 5th Independence Family Fun Day at Clifford Park. Bring the whole family. Admissions free. Happy Independence, Bahamas.
I'm proud to be a Bahamian. Oh, I'm proud to be a Bahamian.
Introducing Valvoline Restore and Protect, a first-of-its-kind innovation that returns pistons to factory clean, removing up to 100% of deposits, restoring your engine to perform like new. All new Restore and Protect, another first by Valvoline, distributed by Battery and Tire Specialists.
You're looking at a shot of Pompey Museum of Slavery and Emancipation located on Bay Street. And it's time now to take a trip to Grand Bahama. Let's go.
Grand Bahama Shipyard Limited has surpassed 1.5 million trade labor hours without a lost time injury, marking another milestone in the company's continued advancement of workplace safety. The shipyard reached the 1 million hour milestone on April 14th after working 210 consecutive days without a lost time injury. This progress has received international recognition, with Grand Bahama Shipyard Limited receiving a merit in the British Safety Council International Safety Awards 2026. Excellent job there.
Yes, congratulations to them. And before we leave, we'd like to highlight one of our local artists and our colleague, Andrew Bowe, who created this Independence-themed activity book filled with coloring pages, word searches, mazes, and stickers.
I love the stickers. I see Blue Marlin and Flamingo here. They're all designed, of course, to teach children about the country's national symbols, heritage, and culture through hands-on learning. Bowe says the idea was inspired by his own children.
And the $5 activity book is available directly through Bowe's Instagram page. I am Andrew Bowe.
I'm already seeing the word search adventure. I'm going to get right to this as soon as we end the news here, but that's going to do it for Access Now for tonight. Thanks as always for joining us at the beginning of the week. We'll see you tomorrow.
Yes, and stay tuned for the rundown with Howard Grant. Good night,
everybody.